Hey, welcome all to another episode of the Let's Talk Photography podcast. Give yourself a round of applause. I want to first say thank you to everybody that's tuning in, and of course, thank those who watch on the rewatch or whatever it is on the replay. And this week it's going to be a little bit loosey-goosey because, there wasn't a whole lot of photography news this past week. Actually, quite interesting. That probably means it's going to be a lot of stuff happening in the next couple of months, right? We do have WPPI, and I do remember 2 years back when WPPI was super big because it was announced that Nikon acquired Red. So, maybe next month we'll have some big stuff. I definitely know that there's some serious cameras that we all appreciate that is a little long in the tooth in today's world, right? The Nikon Z9 II, which we've all kind of rumored and talked about. Maybe a new Nikon Z30 Mark II. That would be a cool, nice, awesome vlogging or content creator kind of compact camera with better autofocus, because that's something I definitely would like. And on a Lumix end, we keep hearing rumors because of the two patent filings for two cameras by Lumix. Is one of them an Lumix S1H Mark II? So there's a lot of stuff that might be really good cooking in the back end, and I'm not so surprised that it's been a little bit of a slow, dullish week. There is a new lens that I'm actually very attracted to that just dropped, so shout out to Tamron. And so we'll talk about that a little bit later, and we'll talk about whatever you feel like talking about. That's what's going to happen this week. It is what it is. I am slowly getting ready to pack up and get the heck up out of here. So I'll be quite honest, I'm surprised I'm posting videos as often as I am, because half my day is filled with logistics and stuff and the headache out of it all. Can't wait to get it over with. And thinking about how do I want to redesign my creative space. So it'll be a completely different new look, everything. And I want to see how I can take it up a notch. I'd like to have a space. I would like to be able to invite a photographer over, and then we both talk during my live stream, live, like in the same room. Now that would be kind of fly, right? Like that would be pretty dope. That would be pretty good. But for now, it's got to be a cool space for myself. And then I definitely want to set up a more comfortable space for my second camera, because I do have an overhead camera. It's not right over me. I have it right here, and I'll have a bigger desk to display gear and stuff like that. So I'll be doing like rigging up my camera live, first impression of certain gear live kind of stuff. So I'm thinking about like, how do I make it more dynamic, more engaging to all of you? And so if you have any ideas on what you think I can do to step the level of this live stream up, because I'd love to see 50 live people on the chat. And honestly, I'd like to see over 100. Okay, so shout out to myself and my dreams. But until then, I'm gonna do what I can to, make it that much more of a cool space in the new place. So, but I would love to hear your opinions, your thoughts, etc. Currently I've been using, I think for the past month now, the Nikon Z6 Mark III to stream with. I'm going to have to say it's an amazing camera to stream with. Okay. I'm only using a 35 millimeter f1.8 at f1.8, and it gives me delicious, soft compression. The background looks nice and blurred and gives me that depth that I like. And I'm definitely going to keep this look. The only thing is I don't want to always use the Z6 Mark III. I love this camera. It's, believe it or not, probably the first camera I'll pick up when I want to just go out and shoot randomly, whether it be some video and photos. And it gets the job done for everything that I do. I do love my Z8, but the Z6 Mark III it's just so convenient, and it's a great camera. but it's up here. I got a monitor on top of it, all these cords and everything. And it's like, sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to deal with it and I'll just keep it up. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, I want to use that camera more often. And as I mentioned in previous streams, I plan on shooting way more video with the Nikon system. All right. So with all that said, I need another camera that I can truly enjoy using as my webcam. So, that brings me to this. What was it? I think it was yesterday, if not yesterday, the day before. Nikon had a flash sale. Did you guys see that? Did you see the flash sale? Come on. They had a one-day flash sale, and the Nikon ZR was only $18.99, and it was refurbished, but it's coming straight from Nikon, so you're pretty much good to go. $18.99 for the Nikon ZR. I was like, I was definitely like, man, maybe I should jump on it. My only thing is, if I get the Nikon ZR, knowing the limitations and the things that I felt was held back, and then something comes out, and I could have put that 2000 towards something that's just spot on what I want, I'm going to be so upset. I'm not going to lie. I think the Nikon ZR is a great camera. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of things that it should have been in there that other cameras at $2,000 have put in there. So that's just me. And I think the huge selling point is the Kodak. But outside of that, I think honestly, the Nikon Z6 Mark III is a phenomenal camera all the way around. So if you're looking for a phenomenal, like true, like right down the middle, great performing hybrid camera for Nikon, it is going to be the Nikon Z6 Mark III, and I will put my orange beanie on it every time. So, but the ZR is not like, if you just want to do video, then the ZR I think is going to be a great way to go. Most of y'all ain't using Red Kodak all the time, okay? You'll use it once or twice. You ain't using it all the time. Once you see how much file it eats up, you ain't using that, okay? But I do like the form factor a lot. I like that form factor. I think that would be, if like a baby version, the Z30 with like even the ZF autofocus, right? The Z30 Mark II ZF autofocus, meaning for video, that would be my content creator camera in a second. That would be it, right? Something small, compact, roughly around $1,000. What, I'm not sure what what the heck is the Z30 right now? Z30 Nikon. Let's see how much it is. It is current. Look at this. Now that's what I'm talking about. At B&H, the Z30 is $650. Update the autofocus. Give me 4K, 60 frames a second, zero crop. I'm a full HDMI. That will be a killer content creator camera with the flippity dippity screen too. That would be a great one. I don't even need the EVF. People are like, I don't like it. For that camera, you're fine. $650. So even if the new version came out and it was $699, yeah, that'd be a nice camera, because I don't want to use my good cameras as my webcam, get it all pimped out, and I don't want to take it off the stand anymore. So give me a Z30 Mark II. I actually do want it. I might be the only soul on this stream who may want one, but I'll be one of them. An under $1,000 phenomenal content creator cam from Nikon. Could still use my Z lenses on it. Like I said, what did I say? Full HDMI, 4K 60. You could do 4K 120 crop. That's cool. I don't need it to be at 6K. Just give me that and updated autofocus, and I'll be a happy camera. Because I like that form factor. I like that compact form factor for video. Because more than likely, if I ever took the Z30 Mark II out, it's gonna have a monitor on it anyway, right? So if it was like a baby version of the ZR, right, and they gave us the 4-inch screen, ooh, Uh-oh, I got a sound effect for that one. Right? Imagine that. Okay, so ZR, form factor, body and everything. Okay. SD card. They could put an SD card and a micro SD in the Z30 Mark II. Full HDMI, headphone jack, power, USB, power delivery through USB-C. I don't care about the EVF, 4-inch touchscreen. That would be an awesome content creator camera. I know some of you are probably your panties getting all up in a bunch, okay? Because it's not for professionals. Z30 is not for professionals, in the sense that you're going to be delivering client content with it. It is literally aimed toward content creators. So as a content creator myself, I think that camera would be phenomenal. You know, they could keep the 4-inch. Just give me an updated version, for heaven's sakes. Come on. So I'm hoping this year that's something that Nikon is considering. The Z9 II would be really nice. My only gripe about the Z9 II is if it did come out, honestly, I think it won't sell as much as the Z9. The Z9 was so revolutionary. It was the first flagship in the Z line, and everybody was like, you know, their minds were exploding, and I was one of them. I jumped on it too, bought it early, you know, through the pre-order. Everybody was on it. It was just like, yo, I gotta get a Nikon Z9. And now I think a lot of people know whether that camera truly is for them or not, right? I found that out myself. Like, the Z9 is a phenomenal camera. If I had it, I'd use it. But when I did have, well, I wouldn't use it as much as I would right now, quite honestly. And that was the problem. I actually sold it not because it was a bad camera or anything, but when I did the math, I was picking up the Z8 when I wanted Z9 output and results, because the Z8 was far more easier to carry in multiple different kinds of camera bags, small bags, larger bags, clearly. And it didn't scream big and expensive when I'm out and about in the streets of San Francisco. So I was like, you know, I'm not really picking up this camera except for studio work, and I do far more on location work. And I was like, I really just don't use this camera. So I sold that camera at the time, not because it was a bad camera. And I think there's a lot more people out there, if they're going to be honest, to be like, when that Z9 II comes out, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be like, it just because it's a new flagship, they're going to go get it. Okay. So that they could be on the internet and telling me and telling everybody they got it. Right. But let's be honest. A lot of people, since that first version, know whether that camera truly is for them. And with tariffs, cost of living going up, gigs dropping, or at least becoming thinner because of, you know, you have introduction of AI and all these other things, I'm going to tell you a lot more people are also saying, awesome camera. What if I could, but it's just not for me. So it's going to be real interesting to see the, it's going to be real interesting to see how well that Z9 II sells. If you're elite professional, you're shooting for Getty Images, and you're doing the Olympics and all that, so it's a no-brainer. You already have the money for it. You're gonna pay for it. You'll be up among the first. But average people, I think a lot more people are going to be less hesitant than they were when they bought the Z9. But that's just me. You know, if I end up wrong, please come back to the next episode of Let's Talk Photography and tell me all about it. Let's go ahead and check some comments, shall we? Look at that. I didn't even do my normal thing. By the way, before I check some comments, if you haven't already, you already know what I'm going to say. Shame on you. Okay. Make sure you go ahead and follow me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. Okay. Sometimes, no, I don't pop lock, but I'm on TikTok. And yeah, I don't do it. What was I about to say? Oh, you can find all the links to my socials down in the description section, by the way. So if you don't want to go and dig it up, and it's Robert Silver Photography, who would have thought, right? Oh, I do want to let you guys know that this Monday is the second episode of the members only podcast called Coffee and Cameras. I know I got a sound effect. There we go. That's the sound effects for Coffee and Cameras during that podcast. And it's a members only podcast. I'm going to be doing it this Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's 12 o'clock for the folks over on the East Coast. And so, yeah, this is the second episode. I do it once a month for members only of this channel. So if you want to get down with the get down and join the conversation, you go click that link down below. It says join, become a member, and you will get access to that podcast show. I'm thinking about doing it more often, but we'll see. We'll see. As popularity, more people join, then I'll do it more often, okay, than once a month. Right now, it's once a month. All right. Let's see here. Let me switch back to my sound effects. There's stuff I want to go over. You know, I shot an event this past weekend for a documentary that I'm shooting. I'm producing and everything. I wrote it and it's going to be a docu-series. And I went to follow one of the subjects of my documentary, and she was a DJ for Chinese New Year. So happy Lunar New Year. I don't have a sound effects for the Chinese New Year, but for those who are celebrating Happy New Year to you, to all of you. Okay, I know it's the year of the horse. I tried to ask some people what does the horse mean astrologically. Not too many people were able to help me understand what makes the horse different from other animals in the Chinese Lunar New Year. So if anybody knows, let me know down in the chat. What is up with the horse? Help me understand what makes the year of the horse special. Okay. Anywho, let's check these comments. Where are we? All right, let's start from the top. Goodness gracious. We got Cooley in the house. Whoop. No, that's not Cooley. There we go. We got Cooley. And we got Big Boy 36, firstly. Thank you, sir. We got J-Rod from Maryland. Oh, hold on now. Hold on, J-Rod. You're too quick for me. Okay. Here we where's my yeah? There we go. Wait, no, that's not my yeah. Where did my yeah go? Where did my I got my Ric Flair. I do this for a living. I got that, but where did it go? I added new sound effects this week, and I'm gonna keep track where in the heck did my favorite ones go. Okay, let me get this is for J-Rod. Oh yeah. There we go. Thank you, Randy. I love that. Oh yeah. If you don't nerd out over like 80s, 90s WWF, we probably don't have much in common. Anyway, we'll go right ahead. I'm telling you, I used to love WWF before what was it, WWF, and then it turned to WWE. I'm telling you, those were the best characters. They really were. They were the best. Okay. Watch that documentary about Ric Flair. Awesome. The one about Ultimate Warrior. Awesome. It was great stuff. I didn't know how much those guys went through to play those characters and do what they love to do what they had with such passion. It was great documentaries. Anyway, I think they're on like Amazon Prime if anybody's looking. Amazon Prime and probably Netflix. We got Fajar in the house, and it's still February. Yes, it is. Okay. And we have our member, Janishi. Morning, bro. Happy Chinese New Year. Awesome. And I was gonna do a sound effects for Chinese New Year, but I didn't want it to be offensive. I didn't want to hurt anybody. I didn't know what would have been appropriate. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna look for a sound bite because I didn't want to touch that third rail. But nonetheless, Happy New Year. Fun fact, everybody. Let me share you guys a little fun fact. Fun fact. I used to teach martial arts in Chinatown in Oakland. Okay. I taught martial arts. How many years was it? Gosh. 3 to about 5 years. Dude, I had a after school program. It was very successful. It was so successful, it had a backlog, like a wait list for 2 years. It was crazy. I had a thing going. And might I add, I was probably the only brother with a school in Chinatown. That's when I was like, I closed it. When did I close that? Was I 25? I think I was about 25 or so when I had to close. A long story. But nonetheless, it was a phenomenal experience. That is when I took a semester in Mandarin. Can you believe that? Oh my God. Yes, I took a semester to speak Mandarin because I figured, you know what, I'm in their community. Let me try to learn and understand the culture more, etc. And it was a great experience. It was really cool. I still have my workbooks and everything. Well, they're packed up, but yeah, I still have my workbook. It was a cool experience. Anywho, so that's a little fun fact. So happy Chinese New Year to you, John. And then we have Cooley. Do you try wireless tethering? Didn't you ask me that last week, but I have not. I'm down to try it. In 2 weeks, I have a beauty portrait shoot. So that I will be shooting tethered that day, but wirelessly, I'd like to try it. Who has that I know of? Oh, I don't know anybody. I just know that some people use tethering like with their iPad when they're on the go, but I haven't done it yet. We got Davey. Not worth it. Not safe at all. Oh, okay. I get it. I think we were talking about the not safe at all thing. I forgot what we were talking about. So I might forgive me. We got EF Sue. Good evening. Good evening to you, brother. There we go. Good evening. And he says, "What's what? No Nikon ZR as a webcam? No. First of all, I mean that camera is too good to be just stuck as a webcam. But you know, I think I just want a solid Nikon Z30 Mark II, 1.8 lens, and let it sit in my creative space. That's it. You know, that's what I want. That's it. The simple things in life." And then we have Wakien. Of course, I'm probably jacking up your name. I apologize. Okay. Yeah. Whoops. Here we go. I hit the wrong button. Yeah. Shame on me. Would the Lumix S9 meet some of those webcam requirements? Actually, you're probably right. The reason why I'm okay, that's a real good question. Okay. You're hitting below the belt there. You're making me think. I think why not? I mean, I could use this S9, slap on the Sigma 35 f1.4 art lens. I could do that. That'd be overkill, but you know, I think a 1.8 lens is fine. Yeah, I guess you're right. It depends on what why wouldn't I use it? Jeez. I'm trying to think of a reason why not to use it. Yeah, I guess I could. I guess I totally could. There's no real reason for me not to. So that's actually good. You know, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'll give it some thought. I guess when we're talking, I brought up the Z30 Mark II because that was like in the sphere of rumors of what cameras may come out this year, the Z32 or the Z9 II, you know, stuff like that. And Lumix right now, it's like, oh, maybe the S1H2. So that's the reason why I really doubled down on that earlier. But that's a great suggestion. And then we have Drunk Weather Photographer. Ahoy! Here we go. Good to see you. And we have Mighty Midgie. There we go. I hope I said that right. The Z9 rolling shutter is not too bad, even at 8K. 14 15.5 milliseconds. Yeah, my only thing about the Z9 is that form factor. I think it's phenomenal for sports, wildlife, action kind of photography, being able to have that built-in grip. Absolutely. And it's robust. Absolutely. Video though, the form factor was a bit much for me. I want like a more of a box style camera or something like the Z650 or the ZR, something like that. The FX3 kind of form factor. If I'm gonna do a mirrorless, like mirrorless style cinema camera, or just give me a box. I think that Z9 just is not really friendly for cinematography per se, right? Like I don't want my rig to be bigger than it has to be. And I think if I can get color and all that stuff out of the Z8, then I'm going to go with the Z8 due to the form factor. But you might be right. The Z9 might have better rolling shutter than the Z8. So that's a thing too. But you give it, there's give and take with everything, right? EFSU, they need a Z8. What is that? What is that? Z8.5 size? Oh, Z8.5 size. Oh, okay. Okay. And I think the Z8 is for that camera it's like a perfect size. I don't have a real issue with it, quite honestly. I like being that it's a little beefy. I don't want a camera that's like a Z8 to be not like beefy. It's got to be able to take some damage for sure. Any bigger though, I think it's a little necessary. My opinion. Mighty Miggy says 4K 60 120 is 4.8 milliseconds. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. That's what I'm talking about. We got Third Eye Photo. Lumix check in from Thailand. Would it if I got sound drops of different? Nah, that wouldn't work. That just would sound a little off. I was gonna say, what happens if I got sound bites for different like continents, right? One Africa, one Southeast Asia, maybe Russia, and then Europe. One, I don't know. It would have been a hot mess. I'm not gonna do it. But hey, man, kind of miss you. I know you moved out to Thailand. That's phenomenal. That's awesome. I think I messaged you. I asked you, are you there for good? But it sounds like you are. So shout out to you. Okay. Save me a seat at the beach. Mighty Mickey says, Lumix gang. There we go. Yeah, see, that's what's up. I love my Lumix. I got 2 of them right here. And I'm about to talk to you guys about my experience recently. J-Rod says, what is the one piece of gear that you just can't pull the trigger on yet? I still want a 28 to 70 2.8 or 70 to 200. Well, the 70 to 200 is a phenomenal lens, by the way. But I'm talking about the Z. But there might be rumors that a version 2 might be coming out, which would be great. If they came out with the same version but lighter, that would be pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, because I do like the weight of the 24 to 70 f2.8 version 2. That weight drop is considerable. Big difference. What is that one piece of gear that you just can't pull the trigger on yet? This is kind of interesting. I mean, the Pixis is the Blackmagic Pixis camera right now is so interesting to me. I keep going back and I keep staring at it because it has a lot of specs I like. The color is great. The form factor is awesome. But then, like, I swear Panasonic is going to drop that Lumix S1H Mark II, and that would be my camera I'd have to get. And then Nikon, I can't pull the trigger on a ZR, but I'm so infatuated by it. I'm infatuated by the Nikon ZR, and I just can't pull the trigger. I don't know why. Because I swear, Nikon ZR is like that camera that's like right there, you know, like, but not quite hitting that finish line for me, you know? And I can totally recommend it. Obviously, folks love this camera, but if I'm going to be honest, I have the Z6 Mark III, and it does 90% of what that camera does, and I love the Z6 Mark III. So that one piece of gear right now would have to be the ZR. Well, I'll say two: the Nikon ZR and or a Pixis camera, the Blackmagic Pixis. Those two cameras I've looked at so many times for unnecessary, unnecessary amount of times that I care to admit. So, um, and then we have no problem. How about Kung Fu Fight? Oh, yes, Bruce Lee did have a school in Oakland, in East Oakland, actually, not too far from where I'm at, maybe about 12 minutes, and I'm sure it's a much different neighborhood than what he grew up in back then, but nonetheless, that's pretty. Yes, yes, yes. His school was right up the street from here. Who would have thought? Okay. They just named. Oh no, no, uh, John. They just came out with a Forever USA stamp with Bruce Lee on it. Okay, so how about that? It was just I just saw it on the news earlier today that they came out with a Forever USA stamp, Bruce Lee. Hello. Um, Third Eye Photo says, "What form of martial arts did you teach, Rob?" Um, Gosh, you guys, oh, Jesus. Um, so first of all, I started my journey in like martial arts in high school. I did like wrestling and jujitsu and stuff like that before, like when UFC one first came out, like that's back in the day, showing my age. And then, in this school I had was wushu and sun sao, which is like wushu is like Jet Li, and if you guys ever see Jet Li kind of stuff, right? And then Sun Sao is like Chinese kickboxing, you know. So we all know what kickboxing or Thai boxing is. So, it's their kind of version. They have more grappling, a little bit more standing grappling kind of techniques than like Thai boxing does per se, or allows. But nonetheless, I loved it. Loved it all. Did weapons training and everything. It was great. I put a lot of work, a lot of energy into practicing it. It was great. I had a phenomenal experience, but I got burnt out. I had to close it down to school. It became too expensive to run for me. It was a long story on the capital commercial side of things, but as the martial arts itself, I had a phenomenal time, kept me in shape, exposed me to a whole nother community I never would have been exposed to, quite honestly. And that's the Asian community in Oakland and downtown there. And it was really awesome. I had a phenomenal experience. Never had a bad one. I've had students that literally couldn't speak English from that were visiting from like Shanghai and stuff like that. And I would be their teacher for the summer. So they're joined up for the summer, visiting their parents or whatever, or visiting their grandparents. And I'm teaching this kid like not only martial arts, but like how to communicate in America. And I was probably the first Black person they've ever come in contact with. And so we were teaching each other. It was phenomenal. I had a great experience. Um, it was really cool. It was really cool. It was great. Anywho, third eye for sorry about that. We got Kevin in the house. Hello to you, sir. And then we got who we got here? He says, Cooley come back. He says, Bears going to Indiana. That's what's up. And Cooley, it's real good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a few months, but it's good to see you now. I think you showed up last week, and that was really nice, So I really appreciate that. Now that I finally caught up with all of these things, let me tell you something. I'm going to share a camera rig that I used last week that I told you about. Oh, look at that. Look what I have here. This is the camera rig that I used to start filming my documentary. Okay, look at this little thing. Now the reason why I'm showing you this, it's the 24-70 f2.8 Lumix S lens. I have the Lumix S5 Mark II X. Okay, so you guys see that Lumix S5 Mark II X, and then got my shotgun mic. I got my 5-inch monitor here from Hollyland. Very cool. Now, first of all, this if you ever get a side handle for your video rig, dude, I'm telling you, get the one where you could stop and start record button right there. Okay. Thankfully, if you have a Sony, Fuji, and for sure Lumix, they have you could do the start and stop, and they have dedicated remote plugs in here. So this connects the handle and then there to the camera, and then you could just start and stop right there, which is way better when you're just like this, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Okay, phenomenal. But this rig here was awesome. I was everywhere and anywhere all at once, and I was using the. Can you guys see see that right there? That's the SAC Gear camera saddle right there. Dang it, right there. That allowed me to shoot for 3 hours, 0 back issues. That camera saddle is legit. Okay? That camera saddle is legit. I had that rig, boom, and I was just rocking and rolling, didn't even think about it. It allowed me to enjoy the process of finding creative shots and shooting. And I absolutely loved it. So I just wanted to show you the rig I was using and what I was able to do. Now, here's the thing. I showed up with like 4 different lenses. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, we're getting some questions. I'm loving this. I showed up with 4 different lenses, like a bunch of stuff. I honestly overpacked. If I was going to go, because we shot at the Midway. If you ever been to San Francisco, it's a venue. A lot of raves go there and stuff, concerts and whatnot. It's called the Midway. And we filmed there. Phenomenal venue, awesome space. So many great, unique angles I was able to capture throughout that venue. But we were shooting for 3 hours. And I'm telling you, that camera saddle and that camera rig was all I needed. That 24-70 f2.8 was really nice because I got solid low light with the 2.8, and it's a 3x zoom, right? So I had a lot of fun shooting that. I never even touched any of the extra lenses. I bought too many lenses for sure. I bought a 50 prime, 80. Did I buy 85? I think I bought an 85. I bought the 20-60 mil, 3.5 to 5.6, which would have been really crappy in there because it was super dark. The 24-70 2.8 was perfect. So moral of the story is, don't overthink, don't overthink yourself, because you'll end up like talking yourself out of logic, meaning you'll pack everything thinking you might need it. And then now you just have a heavy bag full of gear you won't use. And I didn't pull out anything. Only thing I pulled out was another battery. That's about it. And I didn't even use that other battery. Okay. So slow down, understand what the assignment is. If you can go go scout it, cool. But ultimately I just needed that one medium zoom lens, and I was rocking and rolling, and I had a great time. I had a great time filming. It felt really cool. Everybody's raving out, and I'm just sitting there like, good to go. And that camera saddle was legit. I don't care. Hey, if you shoot video and you're a solo video shooter, get that camera saddle. Like that. Hold on. There we go. Get that. I'm telling you, my back isn't the best. It isn't the best. Never felt a thing with that on. And the stability was crazy. There were times where I was like tapping my foot to the music, like, and my horizon stayed solid. It was crazy, yo. I'm telling you, it was great. So anyway, that's like a great gift to yourself. A lot of people waste time trying to look for the next best lens and the next best camera and all this. That shit don't matter. You know what matters? That's camera setup. Woo! Because it helps you to get solid shots without needing a tripod, monopod, and all this other stuff. Man. So shout out to SAC. Shout out to their camera saddle. And FYI, I bought it. Okay. I bought it, folks. So, all right, let's start with some questions, shall we? Okay, we got Preet. He says, best beginners combo, A6700 with 55 mil f1.2 Viltrox. Yeah, that would be a great lens combo. That would be a good one. My buddy has the, what does he have? Yeah, he has the A6700. It's actually really good for video and photos. 55 mil f1.2. Now, is that a full frame lens? Can't remember. If it's a APS-C, then that lens is a little tight, you know. I think my first lens when I had the, what did I have? I had a D3400, I think it was. No, D3100 maybe. And I had the 35 f1.8, which is basically like almost like a 50. But anywho, that sounds like a solid combination, nice and compact. That's what I think about it. Okay, thanks for that question. And then third, photo, nice Lumix rig. Yep, it's the comic mic. It's the V30, I believe. Hold on. Yes. Let me see if I could take this off for you. Go. Let me see. See, Comica V30. I hope you can read that. I can't tell. Comica V30. Honestly, the best affordable Bluetooth shotgun mic. Could it be better? Sure. But guess what? You got to pay better to get better. This thing right here, man, I did a short film with it. Okay. It's fantastic. Now, of course, it would be nice to have an XLR option, but you're not buying it for that. You could plug this directly into the camera, which I do. It'll last a very long time. And if you use it Bluetooth, it lasts like 6 hours. And it could shoot, you can record a safety track on this thing too. It's a really, really nice mic, great sound. Get it. If you need a quick, affordable mic, I'm telling you, this thing is legit too. Okay. It's really cool. And I think they do have one that's like 32-bit float audio, but that's like, I don't know, 100 or something more dollars or something. We got Preet back. He said, I also need recommendation with the most zoom range with lowest aperture. What recommendation? Not a prime lens. Gotcha. All right. Here, honestly, this would be it. It would be the new Tamron 35 to 100 f2.8 constant aperture lens. There you go. Okay. That's what I say. I'll live by it. Again, Tamron 35 to 100 f2.8. Compact, lightweight, small filter size, constant aperture, great range. That's what I would do. Now, if you're not tripping about the 2.8 and you shoot Nikon, well then, I would say the 24 to 120 f4. Because now you're getting more like a almost a 5 times zoom, right? 120, 24. Yeah, now you're getting like a 5 times zoom. Okay. If you don't mind losing light at f4, the 24 to 120 f4, or just go straight to the new Tamron that just got released, or at least dropped this week or whatever, announced, the 35 to 100 f2.8. Phenomenal. EF Sue, did you finally pull the trigger on the Z9 8512. You know, it's so funny that you say that. It's so funny. You know why? Because I saw it nikonrumors.com. I believe it was Nikon Rumors. I saw it on the internet, okay? But Viltrox may be dropping an 8512 lens this year. Okay. And if Viltrox drops an 8512, I could almost bet my bottom dollar it'll be about $1,000. So I'd be very hard pressed to look at the Nikons for $3,000. I'm just doing the math. So I'd want to see how the Viltrox performs, etc. And for my style, so far Viltrox has knocked it out of the park. When I bought the 135 f 1.8 from Viltrox compared to the Plena lens of Nikon's, yeah, I can tell a little bit with the autofocus performance, but ultimately, for my style of photography, I just saved was $1,500. So I don't want to make that mistake and jump on it. Now, I will have to say, if you EFC, you can check out my review of that lens on my YouTube, of course, after the stream. And I absolutely love that lens. Now, it is, as you know, it's pretty large, like it's pretty big, okay? And I would love to again compare it with the Viltrox in terms of size and everything else, and just see from there. So, but I would like a nice 85. I've been looking at the 85 f1.4 from Viltrox. It's a pro lens, not the lab lens, and I have been extremely impressed with it. And that has really, that's actually in my cart right now. Okay, I know you guys probably think I'm lying. I know you think I'm lying. Okay, now I'm going to show you. All right. See here, right here. Okay. But that, let me share my screen so you know I'm not lying to you. Boom, bada bang. All right. And here we go. See, whoop. There we go. Look, it's in my cart. It's been on my cart for like a month. I'm waiting for it to drop in price because it once did drop in price by like 10% or something. And for some reason, I didn't pull the trigger. But I've been really looking at this lens because from 1.2 to 1.4, most of us won't know the difference, except that we know it. I like the form factor of this because it's a smaller filter thread. It's a lighter lens, means I'm going to more than likely put this in my bag more often. Okay. Great for travel, etc. So I've been really looking at this lens right here. So going back to what J-Rod asked earlier, what's that one thing I haven't pulled the trigger on? Honestly, it's probably this lens. It's been in my shopping cart for like a month and a half, just staring at me and taunting me, you know? So this looks like my next lens, like, because of everything I said. Okay. So there you go. Shame on me. Third Eye Photo says, oh, okay. He says, what's up to Mighty? What's up with Mighty? And then we have Preet says, camera saddle. Yeah, the camera saddle is amazing. Okay, guys. All right. Let me do a little demonstration. Okay. Let me do a demonstration. Got the camera saddle right here. Okay. Right there. You put this on. Like so. Okay. And it sits right here. It's like made out of styrofoam inside of here, right? It's like styrofoam. So you could like adjust it the way you want. Ultimately, it's like a little U thing here. Okay. Now, it has pockets on the sides here. But when you have your camera rig, this is the best part. Okay, let me put on the whole thing. Boom. Just like that. So that means you could just shoot all day. I just press the start and stop with the button here on the handle, the side, the small rig handle, and then I'm just shooting like this the whole time. Boom. And it gives you super smooth. So even when you breathe, when you're breathing in and out, it doesn't even register on the camera. So if you ever tucked your elbows in to shoot, you're breathing, right? The expansion of your lungs may make you, the shake may resonate through your arms, through your hands into the camera. And you're doing it, it doesn't even do it. So if you need to take a break, you totally could. That means your shoulders aren't activated, your arms aren't activated. It's just chilling. And that means you can rest and concentrate on composition and looking for that next shot. Like, dude, look at this. Awesome. Hey, hey, hey. You know, it's awesome. Like the camera saddle is legit. This thing is awesome, especially if you're shooting for extended period of time. Again, they did not sponsor me. I bought this off their website. I'm just telling you, this thing is really good. If you're a solo video shooter, this thing is amazing. Look at this thing. Hey, man, I'm telling you, okay? And then when you feel like shooting something dynamic, you could get it out. You could even, this is what I do. Sometimes I put my elbow in the bag and shoot like this, just to make sure, right? And then when I'm tired for a few minutes, just put it back, have it nice and tucked in, and I'm good to go. Okay? The camera saddle is legit. It's I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna say it like this, okay? I'm gonna say it like this, okay? Let me say it just like this. If you're a solo video shooter, or you have shot, or you do shoot by yourself a lot, long extended periods of time, the camera saddle is like, you gotta get it. I don't care what anybody says. My back loves me for it. You ever hold your camera? You're just like, oh my God, hurry up and kiss her. You know? No, the camera saddle, put it there, set it, and forget it. What do we got here? Oh, look, we got so many new names in the house. Yeah, thank you everybody for checking this weird podcast out. Okay, we got Toffee. Okay, I'm gonna mess this one up. Toffee, coffee, like toffee Bullen. Have you tried Canon PowerShot V1 for vlogging? I'm actually a huge. I really appreciate Canon. Okay, I've never used their well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I shot with the Nikon, with the Canon. What was it? Canon R when it first came out and didn't have stabilization. Basically, I don't use Canon, so I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, I should give it a shot. I just don't come across it. Everything I do is with Nikon or Lumix, so I kind of get everything I want. So I unfortunately have not shot with Canon. I'm down to. I'm definitely down to, for sure. Checking in from NYC. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, NYC Effects. And OMG, our member. Yes, our member from Southeast Asia has come in with a solid $15 surprise.
Give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair.
Thank you very much, John. I had to hit you with that Ric Flair. Give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. So thank you so very much. Your support is always appreciated, and I really, you guys don't know how much, when I see new faces pop up, get a couple bucks here and there, it absolutely, I wish I could find words to express how thankful I am. I really really do appreciate it. And this year I'm like trying to give you guys more and more. So whatever you could do, even if it's just a like, a sub, a comment, right? A chat, a super chat, man, it's all appreciated. And trust me, I notice, and I am so grateful. Thank you very much. Okay. Awesome. And John's actually a member of the channel as well. So John, on Monday, as I mentioned earlier, hold on, let me get this thing out. Okay, I have a members only podcast show. It's going to be at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, called Coffee and Cameras. That might be a little late for you. I'm not sure what the time difference is for you, but you can watch it on a replay. I'll be live sipping on coffee, talking about cameras. All right. So hopefully you enjoy that show. And since you're a member, you get to enjoy it. Okay. There we go. Cool. Goodness, man. I'll tell you, coming up to be a YouTuber, like to be a YouTuber consistently, man, it takes so much work. It is no joke. Like when I see people who are winning in YouTube, like I don't consider myself winning in YouTube. When I mean winning is like you got 150K, you know, you're rocking at like 30,000 views per video, stuff like that. Cause I know what the income is like. And it takes so much work. I have so much respect when it comes to other content creators, especially in photography, because photography is a niche genre according to YouTube, not like fashion or beauty or some crap like that, or just general gear tech talk. So it's really like it's a job real quick if you want it to be something, right? Because it takes time, like anything else. So to see the appreciation in you guys enjoying some of the content, man, it means so much to me. It really does. I was feeling some kind of way earlier today. Then I got a comment on a video and was like, yeah, let me see if I could find this comment. It was such a nice comment. And it really like it came at the right time. It came at the right time. Cause I was feeling like, damn, man, I'm feeling, oh boy. Here it is right here. You know, shout out to Jay Camelot 1. Okay, let me share this. Okay, because you guys think I'm lying. All right, let's go to here. And it says right here, J Camelot 1. He says, love all videos you've been dropping. Keep up the great work. Now that may not sound like a whole lot to most people, right? May not sound like a whole lot to most people, but I tell you, it came at the right time. I was feeling like, dang, man, what's up with my videos? Like I put so much energy into it, but then would you just get a comment like that? Even as simple as that, and you get, you know, like John joined the channel and supports when he can, and he shows up, and when you all do, Cooley, FSU, everybody, NYCFX, when I see you guys, I'm telling you, it's like, all right, I can keep pushing. It's gonna happen. I just gotta keep going. And when I see comments like it really makes my day. So thank you all. Thank you, John. Okay. Now that long story short, thank you all. Okay. Now let's get back to some cameras. Where was I? Camera shop. What's wrong? Okay, here we go. EF Sue says, can't go wrong. Third-party lenses nowadays. Lens character is so underrated. Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. That's why you guys hear me talk about Viltrox so much. You'd swear I'm an ambassador. Okay. So Viltrox, if you need one, holla at your boy. But it's because, yeah, I see what I can produce with a third party in compared to native lenses. It might not work for everybody's style, but for my style of portraits, none of you would ever know the difference unless I told you. You know, no offense, but it's true. And plus, like, I'll capture the photo, but I also process it. So I have I know Lightroom in and out like it's the back of my hand. So I'll just make it look even better. You'll never know the difference if I put a Nikon native lens and a Viltrox. You won't know. You won't. You know it. I know it. Woody. Oh, look at that. Woody Molly 9058. You're a new person. Hold on. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. And he's J-Rod. You're still in the chat. How you been? All right. He's looking for you, J-Rod. You go holler at your boy, okay? And we got Eve Sue back with the sack. Wearing a small backpack would complement your balance. Absolutely. But I'm telling you, even after 3 hours wearing that with the camera rig, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. Now, I have handheld a camera rig for like extended period of time, and I have felt it. My shoulders are tired, they're stiff, etc. The camera saddle is the way. Like Mandalorian, it is the way. And then John Ishii says, okay, cool. It'd be Tuesday around noon. Cool, man. No, it's going to be Monday. Monday, John. Monday. Hold on. Let me make sure I got it here before I tell you guys. Monday, February 23rd is a Monday. It will be Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Monday. Get your coffee, get your cameras. Okay? Let's talk. We'll just talk BS. Start the day off right, talking BS about cameras. We're going to nerd out together. That's how we're going to start the day on another episode of Coffee and Cameras, okay? And again, for the children in the back, it's the members only podcast show called Coffee and Cameras, all right? So feel free to join the channel, and everybody who's a member, you'll see me go live. Beep. Oh, all right. So I want to share this with you. My little something that happened. Hold on. Do we have a couple of comments? Yes, we do. All right, let me get these comments. He says, Wak Yen says, yeah, man, you dropped the fundamental knowledge that I used on my first fashion runway shoot. It may not seem like it, but you have impact. Thank you, brother. Man, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And you'll be surprised. If I do a straight up educational video, for some reason, it doesn't hit as much as if I just talk about gear. But I want to do more educational, quite honestly. I like teaching. I was just telling my other half that I was like, dang, maybe I should have been a professor or a teacher or something, I do like teaching. I like sharing. And so right on. Thank you very much. David says, most of my low light glass is third-party lenses as Nikon doesn't make it. Uh-oh. Shout out to you. It is what it is. Nowadays, we can't lose sight that us photographers, thus the consumers, we hold the keys. We hold the keys. And there's a lot more options for us. That means that's better for us economically and optically, right? No pun intended. Okay. What is this here? John comes back and says, hi, David. Oh, okay. All right. You guys got a convo. All right. Respect. I love the chat going on. Manila Martin in the house. He said, for me, I like the gear talk, even though I don't own a lot of gear. Hey, you know what? I'm not mad at you. I'm the same way. What's funny is half the photography content I consume on YouTube is about gear I'm not buying. Like I'm sitting here recommending the Tamron 35, the 100, 2.8 because of 3 reviews I watched today about it. So go figure. I mean, when I saw that on Nikon rumors that Tamron was dropping a 35 to 100, I was like, you know what? The first thing I said to myself was, I'd like that in my bag. A 35 to 100 to 2.8. Yeah, I'd like that. So I watched all these videos. I don't even own the gear. So I'm right there with you, Manila, for sure. I totally feel you. All right, let me share with you a little update. I'm not sure if I told you guys, but I had to send in my Lumix S1H camera for repair. Okay. Long story short, it didn't get repaired. All right. I sent it in. I got the cost back, and that cost to get it repaired was ridiculous. All right. Like to the nth degree. So I was like, no, I'm not going to pay over $800 for the Lumix S1H. I was like, no, I could take that $1,000 and buy a different camera, in which I did. I bought the Lumix S1. I bought the Lumix S5 2X. Okay. Love the camera. It's a great camera. With that. So I was like, well, if I'm going to spend $1,000, might as well just pick up another camera for another $1,000. But I got the camera back and it got me thinking. It got me thinking. This camera right here, the Lumix S1H, the original, came out, I believe, 2019. I have the first full frame anamorphic lens from Sure attached. You see that Look at that thing. Doesn't that look sexy? Damn, that thing looks sexy, I tell you. Right? I got this anamorphic lens. It's a beefy anamorphic, like it's got weight. Okay. I think it's an 82, yeah, it's an 82 millimeter filter thread. It is not for the weak, but boy, it looks great. This was my first cinema lens, to tell you the truth, for a full frame mirrorless camera. I got it off of Suray's Kickstarter. Hey, you know what? Side note, this lens I bought for like $1,100. I thought I got a steal. I felt like the man. When it was released, it was like $14.99, so it's $1,500. Now, full frame, manual focus, heavy duty, great build. It's freaking $4.99. Can you believe it? Yeah, that's how I felt. I felt like I was about to throw something through the wall. Okay. All right. I was like, man, are you telling me this lens I bought for $1,100 5 years later, it's now $4.99? So if you want a 35 millimeter anamorphic lens, it's going to be beefy. It's going to be 82 millimeter filter thread, built like a tank, great characteristic. $4.99, you get a 35 mil anamorphic lens. Go check out Suray. They're not sponsoring me at all. I just get their emails. I was like, damn, $4.99. I might have to jump on that lens. A 35 anamorphic? Shit. Anywho, but then I realized, wait a minute, they make an autofocus version, but it's a lot more expensive. Anywho, but so back to my original story. I digress. So I got back the Lumix S5 Mark, the Lumix S1H, and I started thinking, the camera still works. The problem was the HDMI port is blown. The HDMI port, it doesn't send a signal out anymore. Okay, I used a cheap V-mount plate and it sent the power from the battery through the HDMI. I read it on Reddit. It's happened to other people, and it fried the HDMI port. The camera is totally fine. It's totally fine. Still color, nothing wrong with it, except the HDMI doesn't send a signal to the external monitor. Thus, you can't use an external monitor with this camera. But I started thinking, I was like, yeah, I got this camera. It's still a good camera. I mean, sure, I can't use it the way I'd like to, which is totally pimped out and everything. And, you know, I would love to pimp out my S1H again, just because it still renders great color. Like, it captures great color. May not have all the modern bells and whistles and frame rates as any modern camera now that's $2,000 and up. But the color is great. This thing, it's Netflix approved. Remember, it was the first full frame mirrorless camera that is Netflix approved. And as many of you know, I like shooting my films. Okay. And internally, let's go to this menu here. This thing can do up to, I think, 400 megabits a second if I wanted to, which is awesome. Let me go right here. So, of course, it does 6K, open gate, and all that jazz. But if you want some serious power, yeah, it'll give you 422 10-bit all-eye, 400 megabits a second, anamorphic. Like, this thing will give you tons of color. And autofocus, trash. You know, I mean, I've seen worse, right? The Nikon DSLRs, those were trash for video. It's just one notch above. It's really annoying. It's, you know, has a contract autofocus system, but if it had phase detect, oh my God, the S1H would be a beast. It still would be a beast because it's the color and the quality that's coming out of this thing. So I keep it on, I tend to keep it on Cinema 4K at 422 10-bit. And I'm like, you know what? I'm still going to use a camera. I don't care. I don't care. Because when you guys see the color and you can see what I could do with this camera, no one asks questions when it just looks good. It just captures great quality. And for me, this camera still allows me to capture video that gives me the latitude to not fix, but correct in post, right? Have the latitude to customize my shadows, my highlights. So like, even though I can't hook a monitor, this is a great C cam, if you will. Like if I want to do, like I'm going to do I'm shooting next Sunday. Oh, excuse me, next Saturday for the talking head portion for my subject for my documentary. I'm going to use the S1H as a third cam just to give myself a different, unique look. I have I have an A cam, a B cam, and give myself a super unique perspective with the C cam. And that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the Lumix S1H, S5 Mark II, and the S5 Mark II X. And yeah, I'm not going to give up on the S1H, okay? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I really like this camera. It's beefy as heck. Remember the S. Come on now, folks. See, you guys, you need to give Lumix their respect. They were the first ones to come out with a cool tilty screen like this here, you know. And what I liked about it is as they twist the screen, look at this, it doesn't touch the HDMI ports. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That it doesn't touch the HDMI ports. That is a filmmaker's dream come true. You know, now it is beefy, but you have two full SD cards. Okay. Again, 6K, full open gate, anamorphic support, and it has anamorphic stabilization. You guys forget about that with Lumix. You can stabilize the anamorphic lenses. All right. So I'm not going to give up on the S1H. I'm probably never going to sell it because the HDMI port doesn't work. I won't get anything for it. So I'm just going to keep it. It's still a functioning mint condition. I'm not going to do anything wrong with it. So the moral of the story is, folks, is that, like, you know, learn to appreciate the gear you currently have and just learn how to use it better. That today I put on this anamorphic lens and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use this camera and really practice shooting more manual film lenses, cine lenses. So that's something I want to practice more with, pushing and, you know, racking and pulling and focus. And this camera has literally gave me that reason to do it because I don't want to give up on a camera. I love the colors coming out of it. So it's going to be a very specific niche style of camera. It won't be on my gimbal or anything like that. I'm not going to create content or talking head. But for C cam, for lock it like kind of shots, or if I just want to have fun hand holding shot, I'm gonna use this freaking camera. I like it. All right. So shout out to the Lumix S1H. You know, an oldie but goodie. All right, let's get back to some comments. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see here. Okay, Wakien, yes, he says, yes, them Suray anamorphics drop like crazy. I know, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I thought I was getting a deal for $1,100, $499. I would have bought 3 lenses that time. If it was that price at that time, I would have bought 3 of them. Honestly, it'd be real sweet to have a 35 mil, anamorphic would be pretty sweet. That'd be nice. I like the 50, but I still feel like sometimes the 50 can be a little limiting. The 35, I think, would be great. EF Sue says, send it to third-party repair. I did. I'm not. Long story. I went through a reputable retailer. They sent it out, got it back, and they told me over $800. I was like, yo, I had the same issue with a Nikon Z8, and it cost me $300 something. So I was like, all right, $300 something to get my S1H back to business. Bet. You know what? Maybe I will. You know, I have one other person I can call. I'll call them, see what they say. All right. EFSU, maybe you're right. I'll take your opinion. I don't want to be HDMI repair shouldn't cost that much. Hey, that's what I got back. Again, for the Nikon Z8, they quoted me $350-ish. and they had it done within a day, shipped it back. Man, that whole turnaround was 1 week. So shout out to Nikon NPS. If you're not a Nikon NPS member, I'm telling you, you may miss out on something, okay? Meaning expeditious service. EF Sue says under 200. Well, from your lips to God's ears, okay? I hope it is $200 to fix it. That'd be great. I love this camera. It's great. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. If you just want to keep up with the latest tech, sure. But this camera's great. Shoot. You know, I have a whole rig for it and everything. Okay, all right. I'm gonna mess this one up, but you know who you are, Josh McPherson. Okay, I'm messing that up, but I want to welcome you to the podcast. All right, he says, "Peace. How's the S1H with photography?" S1H is solid. It's just really, really beefy. Remember, the S1H at the time, the S1 was the somewhat hybrid camera when it was released, and then they had the S1R. So those who wanted still, the S1 and the S1R were the better still cameras. But it has a 24 megapixel camera. I mean, sensor, 24 megapixel sensor. It does just fine. It's a bit beefy, but if you're just doing stills, it's just fine. You know, personally, I wouldn't use it for stills. It's a little bit more beefier than I would like for a stills camera. But for video, it's just fine for me. I don't care. Right? Because remember, sometimes the weight is nice because you get stabilization too. So we got King Crook in the house. King Crook, man, it's good to see you. I'm surprised I'm seeing you an hour into the show. Rob, if I were in the L mount, I'd be filming with only Leica SL lenses like the APO line. Well, brother, you have a better size pocket than myself, okay? Okay? Yeah, shout out to you for winning. But I don't have pockets like that, so I will be getting other L mount lenses. But I understand what you're saying. If I could, like I tell when I see nice houses on owning Manhattan, I'm like, if I could, I would, you know, but I can't. So for me, it's when it comes to L mount, Sigma, phenomenal L mount performance. Who else has really good L mount performance? Well, I've been having a great time with Sue too, so I can't say that. But autofocus wise, well, even the 7 Artisans, yeah, there's some great third-party lenses. But honestly, even though they're a little bit costly, the f1.8 lenses from Lumix are great at autofocus, nice and sharp, and nice contrast with those lenses. So I'm actually a very quiet fan of the Lumix f1.8 lenses. Let me show you guys a couple. Okay, so check this out. I have the 50 f1.8. Let me see if it'll do it. There we go. Here's the 50 f1.8. And then I have the 85 1.8. Where is it? Is that showing me? Yeah, there it is, right there. There's the 85 1.8. Now, I could do talking head interviews just with these two lenses. I'd be totally fine. Look how compact they are. Let me take this off. Here's my hand. Look at how compact these lenses are. If you shoot Lumix, the Panasonic f1.8 lenses, even though they're a few more bucks, the performance is actually worth that extra $100. Look how small it is. 67 millimeter filter threads on all of the Lumix S1.8 lenses. Okay. Super compact. Great for gimbal work, handheld work. 1.8 is freaking great for low light. Okay. I honestly have to say these are super underrated. It's super underrated. Like to the nth degree underrated. Okay. I could put 3 of these in my bag, no problem, because they're so small. If you're on a gimbal, look, they're the same size. One filter to rule them all. So honestly, and the performance on these for autofocus is great. So, you know, if you shoot Lumix, you should look at some of their f1.8 lenses. They're very underrated. Very underrated. So that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. I would like a 35-1.8 from the Lumix ones. That would be nice. Okay. A 35 and like a 16 mil or something like that. Anywho, Ken Kruk says, Rob, you're the man. Hey, man, no, thank you. You are the man. That's what I'm declaring. Okay. You are the man, because without you guys, there's no me. I know it sounds so cliche, but it's so true. That's what I learned. It's like, what was it? I was digging through my analytics on YouTube today, and I was like, man, what can I do better? What can I improve? What can I da-da-da-da? And it's all about delivering what you guys want. It has nothing to do with me. I mean, it does in terms of like my overall genre, how I approach, and whether you guys like me or not, right? But really, a lot of it is like, this is what they want. Give them what they want. So no, Ken Kruk, you are the man, and I appreciate that, brother. So that's my thing about Lumix lenses. I have to do a video about this because it just annoys the hell out of me. F1.8 lenses are not bad lenses. Okay, let's slow down. Think about that. Close your eyes and repeat after me. F1.8 lenses are not bad lenses. If your pocket, your money, you know, whatever you can do, and it's just you have a whole set of 1.8 lenses, I guarantee you'll still kick serious creative butt with those lenses. You do not need to come out the pocket going in debt just because some damn lens has 1.2. Your clients won't know the difference. They for sure won't. That's for dang sure. No client has ever said to me, like, you know, like, oh, is that a 1.2 or 1.4? Like, no one ever on this planet. I mean, sure, when you show with a big old camera rig and big lens and the camera attached, and you're like, oh, I'm about to take your headshots. Of course, there's like, whoa, okay, this guy means business. But let's just be honest, the output is the output. The results are the results, okay? Your better composition will outbeat whether you have a f1.2 or 1.8 lens. Jesus. That's why I say composition is what? King. Every time. It supersedes that. Lighting is everything. Composition is king. Okay, write that down. I wrote it down so much I actually sell a t-shirt that has it on there. Okay, believe it or not. Check out my merch. All right, but composition is king, but lighting is everything. If you understand those two things, you grab a cell phone and kick butt, photos or video. Understand those two things. I did something. Where was it? What was that? The heck did I do? Oh no. Well, somebody commented. I forgot if it was on Instagram or something, and they're like, they were commenting on somebody else's commenting. It's like, oh, he has a whole team of people like holding his lights and all this other stuff. And I was like, bro, you guys don't know. I don't have a team of nothing. Okay. I don't have nobody helping me design a graphic, my thumbnails, come up with my video ideas. No one helps me during my photo shoots. Once in a while, Derek shows up and he can help me out. But even then, he's like shooting BTS. Like, I'm the one putting my lights together. I'm telling you, it's just me. It's just me on the street. Okay. And with that said, like, it's all about the result. So the results that you see, you may think there's a team of this, that, and the third. Dude, I've learned to do a lot with a little. It's like, I think the Marines say that. They're like, we do a lot with a little. Okay. And that's my motto. Like, that's how I get down. Like, if you like what I like, it's because I learned to work within such restrictions. And that's why to land the plane, an f1.8 lens is a phenomenal lens to have. And if that's all you could get, no excuses. You could kick butt. I guarantee you that. Okay. Anywho, that was a long-winded rant about f1.8 lenses. In the meantime, folks, make sure you go ahead and smash that like, that share, that subscribe. It really does help me out. I'm trying to one day get to 100 live photographers on the stream. That would be awesome. It's a goal of mine. I'd love to see that, and I'm sure we'll get there soon enough. Of course, if you want to support the channel, you can by becoming a member today. I only have one tier. It's like $3.99 or something. And Google takes their third, okay? But it does help me out to dedicate even more time. I do want to do a lot more creative shoots. I actually, let me tell you, once I settle into my new place, I already found the studio that I want to rent out. So your support helps me to afford the studio where in which I could shoot, well, 24 all year round, but also give you studio lighting tutorials. I'll go live during my photo shoots. I'll even do this podcast live inside of a studio, etc. So I have a lot of great things that I want to invest into creating more valuable content here, and your support helps me with all that. Anywho, okay. Yeah, he says, Third Eye Photo says, great advice, Rob. Learn the gear you have. Going down the Lumix Lab app rabbit hole right now. Dude, yeah. I haven't done that yet. Learning to make my own LUTs and all that jazz. I have a whole load of LUTs that I bought like 6 years ago, and they still do me justice. So I just haven't gone down that rabbit hole. I have like a set of 10 that I really like using, and I just use those. But hey, man, have fun. That goes for the Nikon recipes. I haven't even gotten into those recipes. And I think it's basically the same thing as the Lumix app. You can make your own LUTs and whatnot. And I just got, honestly, I got frustrated with the app. I got frustrated with the Nikon app with not only like, how do I get those files into my camera? It wouldn't connect with the camera. It kept dropping. It was such a shit show. I just gave up on using the app. For some reason, the app, the Nikon Connect, what is it? The Nikon, let's see what this damn app is called. The Nikon Snapbridge, that's what it is. It connects with my Nikon Z6 Mark III instantly. My Z8, I couldn't bribe it to get connected. I don't know what the difference is. They're both updated firmware. I'm like, what's going on? It was such a hassle. It annoyed the hell out of me. And then, and there was a shoot I wanted to bring the Z8 so that like BTS wise, I can hurry up and post a quick JPEG up. And it got so annoying. I just took the Z6 Mark III. I was like, forget it. So I don't know what that is. Like camera companies nowadays, come on, fix your mobile apps have to be flawless. What the F? It's so annoying that in 2026, these camera companies don't think their mobile apps need to freaking be flawless. I could get a stupid app playing Jewels or some BS and it works flawless. Why don't these camera companies make sure their apps work flawless? It's so annoying. You spend like $5,000 on a camera and the app works like it's a $5 app made in the back seat of a Hyundai Civic. Like, what's going on? EFSU, depending on focal lengths too. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, hold on. What'd you say last? Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, depending on focal lengths. Absolutely. And EFSU says SnapBridge app suck. Yeah, it's so annoying. Come on. You have Nikon has like, man, they're making serious moves. Get like 3 tech bros together and make sure that app is smooth. Like, I don't want to have connection. Okay, shout out to DJI. DJI seems to be the one company out here that knows how to connect hardware and software together flawlessly. Am I wrong? I don't think so. DJI has mastered the art of connecting hardware and software together out of the gate. Today, I just recently bought the DJI Mic Mini. I can use that Bluetooth and it connects to anything I want it to flawlessly. Okay, I could use it as my. I mean, I just don't understand why it's so difficult for them to fix these app issues, like as if we don't want to use their mobile app. I like that ability to download a 8 megapixel or 4 megapixel JPEG to my phone and quickly post it. That's so cool. But why is it such a headache? I got to take a full lunch break just to connect my phone and download one stupid photo. That's so annoying. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest. And look at that. I got a new viewer in here because I don't recognize this person's name. Samson, welcome to the club. Thank you. And he says, free time seeing this channel. Oh, first time. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. I hope you come back. And I go live every Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. All right. Yes, I love DJI as well. And for some reason, all their stuff works. Like, it just works. I have an old drone. The thing still works flawlessly. Like, what? Learn from DJI. All these companies need to take a get off their high horses, humble themselves, and learn from their competition. Samson says, but not tariff. Yeah, I don't like the tariff part. That definitely sucks. Oh, look at, we got Brooklyn 10952 in the house. Hold on. I got something for you. Brooklyn. He says, I thought that's the reason Nikon bought Red for. Well, I think they bought them for the Red technology, quite honestly, and the software of the the color Kodak and everything else. I don't think they give it a good rat's butt about the app, because clearly the app still functions not the best. Now, it has improved. But they put so much new features that they want you to try out. So that connection needs to be like phenomenal. Gosh, it's just software. It's not even like it's a hardware issue. It's a software issue. Fix it. Nikon, Lumix, their app actually has been really good, especially when I had the GH5 and stuff, the Micro Four Third. Like, their apps have been really good. But always look for ways to improve it. It's just as important. It's about user experience. If we buy a camera, we really enjoy it, and then the app really, then we're like, damn, that stinks. You don't want that kind of a bad taste. What is it? Oh, okay. Another new viewer and visitor to this podcast. Okay. I'm going to try to say his name. Renovic. Awesome. I like the profile R on there. I like that image. What do you prefer for a A6700, one new Sigma, one 17 and 40, 1.8, or two Viltrox Primes, 1.2? Oh, shoot. Well, how many other lenses do you have? Because sometimes it's best to just have a nice zoom lens, quite honestly. So 17 and 4 is almost a 3x zoom. 1.8 is nice. APS-C wise, you're looking at more like a like a 3.2 or something. No, is it a 2.8? You got a 1.5 it. Because full frame, if it's a 1.8 in full frame, then it's like a 1.5x that aperture as well. But regardless, it's probably like a 2.8 or something. But regardless, that's probably the question I would ask. I like to have a zoom in the wing because it gives me that versatility. You can't beat the versatility. As I mentioned earlier, if you're shooting video, and I shot my doc on Sunday, at least, for one day. And I had the 72, I had the 24 to 70 on this. That saved my day. I didn't have to change out lenses. I didn't have to swap out and look for a corner to hurry up and do that. I didn't have to carry multiple lenses while I'm on the floor, like that's what saved the day, having that zoom lens. I did bring 2 other prime lenses with me, but that would have slowed me down during that particular style of shoot. And that goes for photos as well. It's like sometimes it's nice to have a zoom. If you don't have a zoom right now, I'm probably going to say I recommend getting some zooms. But then again, I'm not sure what style of content do you do, right? If you do photos over video. So those are other variables as well. Okay. If you do, and I'm not even sure which 2 Viltrox primes, you're probably talking about the 35 and what, the 50. I think they have a 51 too. Okay. If you're talking about the 35 1.2, yeah, let me know what 1.2 lenses are Viltrox as well. And Renovic, you can also DM me on Instagram, so feel free to do that as well. Good questions though. Ooh. But if you have no lenses, I'm probably gonna have to recommend that zoom, and then later like a 50 mil equivalent to your APS-C sensor. Okay, a 50 is always great for photos or video. We got Zeph in the house. Hey man, thank you so much. He says the channel is awesome. It keeps me coming back to photography. Hello. That's what I like to hear. And that's the thing. Like, I know I talk about my video rig and stuff like that, but ultimately I love photography. You're going to see a lot more photography. As I mentioned earlier, when I start renting a studio space out, I'm going to bring you guys a lot more studio portrait photography. And I love photography, and so it is what it is. So I hope you come back for more of that and subscribe to the channel. Come on now. We got Samson back. He says, go Rokinon, period. Ooh wee. All right. Well, okay. Shout out to Rokinon. I like what they have done, and they have some actually cine lenses I'd like to check out, but I've never shot with it, so I can't really give my hardcore opinion about them. E.F. Sue says, oh, okay. He had yeah, see, E.F. Sue is kind of thinking what I'm thinking. It's like, hey, it sounds like you should go with the 70-4. Yeah, exactly. I agree everything with this post right here. And Brooklyn says, have you seen the Olympic coverage, and what do you think of the quality? I have been seeing the Olympic coverage. I'm actually going to go watch the sprint mountaineering, whatever, skiing up the hill or whatever right after this. Quite honestly, me and my other half, we have been addicted to the Olympics this year. I don't know why. I've never watched the Winter Olympics. I don't know. It's no shame. I respect them all, but we've been watching the skating, the speed skating, the figure skating, the team skate. We were the bobsledding thing and the skeleton, and of course the snowboarding is awesome. And I've watched so much hockey. Hold on, let me repeat that, everybody. Okay, let me repeat it. Listen up, listen close. I've watched so much hockey the past week. It's freaking crazy. Okay. Fun fact. Okay. Little dream time here. Let me get my dream stuff. Little story. When I was growing up, I grew up in Long Island. Long Island, we have the New York Islanders. We have the New York Rangers, right? Those are the 2 teams, New York teams we got. And, I used to really watch hockey a lot. I used to watch it a lot. I really did. And I played a lot of like deck hockey. I had a great hockey stick. I love that hockey stick. It was awesome. I had the grip tape just the way I liked it. Man, I used to, believe it or not, I was like the only black kid. Okay. But I loved playing. And so watching hockey, the men's and the women's USA team, whoa. It was great stuff to watch. If you like hockey, this was the time. It was exciting. The men and the women mopping people. Shout out to the USA hockey team. Shout out to them. Where's my horn at? Yeah, shout out to USA. And Ravenik says, thanks, man. Regards from Brazil. That's what I'm talking about. Brazil, baby. That's what's up. Let me tell you, I would absolutely love to visit. My one of my closest friends, she's from Brazil. She lives here now. Okay. She lives outside of Sao Paulo in some small city. And she's such a great person. And that's awesome. I gotta go check out Brazil. Maybe do like a photo walk. All right. That'd be kind of cool. Brooklyn comes back and says slow motions replay are amazing. Yes, it is. It's really good. Did you see the videographer dressed in white during the skating? He was holding a DJI gimbal skating, dressed in all white. Zeph says Winter Olympics should have more snow bunny. Hello. Well, Zeph, I can't really argue, but it is what it is. And then we have another new viewer of the podcast. Thank you so much. I'm new to photography and just subscribed. I rarely see live photography content on YouTube. So glad this was recommended to me. No, I'm so glad it was recommended to you, and I'm even more happy that you came on through. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much for that, my friend. You get a. I think our honorable and disrespectful president wants to give you a thank you. Okay, so listen up closely. He's on tight schedule.
Thank you very much.
There you go. He says thank you very much for subscribing. Brooklyn says the drones are incredible. Absolutely. Yeah, the FPV drones during the Olympics is like the chef's kiss. You get the best like immersive experience of the Olympics with those FPV drones. It's crazy. And it's actually really cool that they're implementing all these drones we all talk about on the internet, and they're in the Olympics, like flying them. It's great. So whoever the pilots are, I know they're just like nerding out right now, being able to have that opportunity. And then we have Samson coming back, says, could you recommend a photo website in caliber of POTN or the older RIP Photo Sig? Okay, hold on. PTN website. Hold on. Let me see if some. Whoa. I'm trying to look up something. Jeez, I tell you. Oh my God. Anyway, you wouldn't believe what the heck the searches came up. It was just absolutely disgusting. Anyway, I put in you know what? I'm not familiar with POTN. Okay, photo. Okay, here we go. This one would be better. Oh. Yeah. Sheesh, that's a good one. That's a great question. God, I wish I knew. Honestly, YouTube, the answer to this is like, for me, like YouTube has been the best place for me to be inspired by other photographers. I know it's like a visual medium. It's not like a dedicated website, maybe like DP review and stuff like that. It's like, it's these creators that really have inspired me. I could give you a long list of people that I thoroughly trust, but yeah, the sites it just becomes expensive to run. Honestly, some of the best ones are run by people who just do it on a side passionately, like L Rumors and Icon Rumors and all those folks. And I just don't see where the profit margin is, and thus having a staff. So, what is the best photography website? Gosh, I wish I had a better answer. After you, okay, I'm not gonna say this and not curse, but thank you for coming in onto my podcast. Pick one: Viltrox 56 1.2 or Sigma 56 1.4. What do you shoot? Oh shoot. Well, I haven't tested out the 56 1.2, though I own both. I own both Sigma and Viltrox lenses. That's a toughie. What are you shooting? What are you shooting? Are you shooting video or stills? Are you shooting video or stills? Let me know. And Brooklyn comes back and says, for video or, oh, okay. For video or photos. What the heck did I say? Gosh, I talk too much. Yeah, I think that's, maybe you're asking the same thing, Brooklyn. Maybe you're asking the same thing as me. Is it for photos or for, still and video, both. Okay. Gosh. I may say Sigma because they have phenomenal customer service and they're right here. They're on Long Island, I believe. So if you have any issues and stuff like that, Sigma, I may go with Sigma. And plus they have if you're doing video, I'm probably going to just say go with Sigma then. Because I've done Viltrox for stills, 0 issues. But if you want better performance, especially if you're shooting like L mount or E mount, I think I would safely say go with Sigma. Safely go with creatively. You won't notice a massive difference between 1.2 and 1.4. Sure, a little bit more light, but not enough to go sell the farm. But reliability and customer service, etc., they're like based here, like here. Okay, Sigma is here, even though they're a Japanese company. I believe they have a USA headquarters in Long Island. Okay, or somewhere on the East Coast. So I would say go with Sigma. I've had nothing but great performance using Sigma with. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Cool. Yeah, that's what I would recommend. And I'm thinking about customer service experience. I was just yapping about all the damn apps that don't work. It's like if I have an issue, quite honestly, I'm like with Viltrox, I've been able to go through customer service on Amazon and like deal with it or reorder a new one just because Amazon's fantastic return policy. But Sigma's like here. And you'd be hard to press to find 5 people to shit on Sigma. That's just a reality. They've just been a very consistent quality third-party lens. And the way I put Tamron and Sigma is like native, Tamron, Sigma, Viltrox, and all these other ones. Does that make sense? That's just the way it goes. Okay, so they have, yeah. I think you'd be safe to go with Sigma. All right, guys. I am getting tired, so I gotta get off this stream. All right. So, with all of that said, let me get my song out here. Yeah. Hey. Now, when you hear this music, you already know what time it is. Okay, folks, ladies and germs. Okay, all my photo bugs out there, you better know that I'm going to ask you to go ahead and press that like, that share, that subscribe, and all that good stuff. If you enjoy this kind of content, I will be going live next week. Same bad place, same bad time. That's Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. For all of you out there, we're going to talk more about photography. I will be going live this Monday for another episode of Coffee and Cameras. That's a members-only podcast show. So if you click the button down below, join the channel, and you will have access to that podcast as well. That's 9 a.m. this Monday. Okay? 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. On the way out, make sure you go ahead and follow me on all the other socials. All right? I'm over there on Facebook. I'm on Instagram and everything else, believe it or not. And I want to say again, thank you all for tuning in, checking out this live stream. One day, you're going to help me get to 100 live viewers on this podcast. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down in the comment section, or any topic suggestions. I'd love to hear it from you. So with all of that said, until next time, keep shooting and stay creative. Thank you for watching, everybody.